Welcome, students. My name is Professor Meredith Muller, and I am here to give you a brief demonstration of what it'll look like when you get into your FYLSC review course for this term. The first thing that you'll see when you log in is, of course, the welcome and announcements and your syllabus. And then you'll have some forums. There's a place for you to hang out with your classmates if you have general questions, concerns, things that you'd like to talk about with your classmates. This is where you go. And of course, we have the link to the Barbary website. We'll be using a lot of Barbary materials in this course that will require you to log in with your password. And so we just put this website link here for you just to be convenient at the beginning. I encourage you to download the syllabus so that you can see the course in its entirety and know how much time each unit takes. And yes, I did say units. This course is divided into units rather than weekly modules. So we've got units and modules. We'll go through our introduction, which includes a pre-test and a study schedule, which we'll discuss in more detail in a few minutes. Then we have 3 substantive units, okay, one for each subject, one for contracts, one for torts, and one for criminal law. And one thing I want you to notice is that we tell you how long each unit is going to take. So, for example, for contracts, it's going to take 43.35 hours. Oh my gosh, don't worry. We break it up into manageable chunks of time for you with each assignment. So we'll tell you how much time each assignment will take. So keep this in mind when you're doing your study calendar. You don't need to go outside to other resources. Everything you need is in this course. Okay, you shouldn't have to do anything else but this course, and you shouldn't have any time to do anything else but this course. But we've got 3 units, contracts, torts, and criminal law. They are divided into 2 modules each, and I'll explain that in a little bit more detail in a moment as well. But let's move on to units 4 and 5 for the big picture. Unit 4 is a boot camp, multiple choice question and essay boot camp. Okay, what does that mean? That means everything that you have done up until Unit 4, Units 1 through 3, is asynchronous, meaning you do it on your own, at your own pace, and you're self-testing and self-evaluating. You're using model answers. You're using quiz explanations in order to review substance and test yourself. Okay, Unit 4 is where you're actually putting everything that you have practiced and learned to the test. In other words, it'll be under timed conditions, and Coach Karen will actually be grading the essays that you submit in Unit 4. So after you have a chance to do all that, you move into Unit 5, which is a 4-hour mock FYLSX. Okay, so 4 essays and 100 multiple choice questions. Okay, so the real thing under timed conditions. And it will be available for you to take between October 23rd and November 1st. Okay, so ideally, we need to have completed all of our assignments the week of October 23rd to October 30th. Okay, and we'll let you know when that test is available to you. And the reason we've scheduled it that way is so that you will have time to turn in those essays and have them graded by Coach Karen, and then he'll have time to schedule a live review class with you to cover those essays. And that should give you a really good idea of what the real thing is going to be like. So let's go back up to our introduction. And since I mentioned live classes, our first live class is going to be scheduled for next week. So I hope you can all join us there for some important information. Otherwise, what we're going to do in this first week is a pre-test and a study schedule. So the pre-test is basically just one essay and 30 MBE questions. One essay and 30 MBE questions. And we're doing it so you can get an idea of where are you starting? What's your starting point? How are you doing in up to this point if you were to go in and take the FYLSC today? And most of you will find that you got a lot of work to do. But it'll just gauge your knowledge and your performance at this particular point. And you will get sample answers to review, and you'll get the correct answers to your quizzes as well. Again, we have that live kickoff class Wednesday, September 9th at 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. Please be there if you're able to. The other important thing about this module is a study calendar. And we'll talk about that a little bit more in the live class. But basically, all you do is read the directions, fill out your calendar based on the timing that we've provided for you for each module, each assignment, and then create a calendar for yourself that tells how you're going to get through this course by the time you're ready to take that mock FYLSE. And of course, you'll submit that to Coach Karen so he can make any suggestions for improvement that you may need. So then we can jump to the next module, which is contracts. You can either use the jump to button or the module button. And in each unit, you'll see two modules. Okay, the first one is always going to be the substantive review. So the substantive review is going to contain reading assignments, recorded lectures from Barbary, recorded lectures by me. And then Module 2 contains practice, essays, and multiple choice. Practice multiple choice comes from FINS, and the essays will come from the Essential Elements book. So let's spend just a little bit of time here talking about how to navigate this. We've got a handout here of how to navigate your Barbary materials. But basically what you're going to be doing is completing your reading assignment first. So let's just go ahead and click on that. So the reading assignment tells you to go to the Barbary course outline, okay, and then read in the Essential Elements book. If you click, we've provided links, and you'll see here that it's going to ask you to sign in first. Once you sign in, it'll take you directly to the Barbary outline. Okay, so here's our Barbary outline, and you can read the entire thing. It should take you about 4 hours. And that is your first assignment, is that contracts Barbary outline. Then after you do that, we'll go back to our course. And you can see that you have, So we'll go back to our course. There you go. And back to our assignments. And then, of course, we'll go to your books to do the Essential Elements lectures. The Barbary recorded lectures, same thing. We'll click on those, and you'll click on each one in order to get to it. So let's say that we want to go ahead and watch the introduction video. We'll click on it. It'll take us to our materials page. It'll take us to contracts. And then you just find the assignment. Oh, here it is, Contracts 1, Introduction. Okay, so anything that's the video that's listed for you to do. There's defenses, there's terms, okay, remedies. So all of these videos are going to be assigned in your class. Okay, so all you have to do is go to that site and find them. Okay, then you'll get to the Essential Elements recordings. I call it E2 for short. And you'll see that they are already embedded in the course for you. So the first one is Contracts Mutual Assent, the mailbox rule, additional terms, merchant's firm offer, etc. So again, this is all done at your own pace. Okay, we finished with remedies. All done at your own pace. It tells you how long each one is. So when you have time, you come in here and you finish your reading assignments and your recorded lectures. From there, we get into our practice. Okay, so our practice. The books that are required for this course are, of course, Essential Elements and FINS, the FINS book, and then you have your Barbary online materials. So within the FINS book, we tell you which FINS questions to do. Okay, so this one happens to be all the contracts ones. And FINS starts on page 171. Answers begin on page 253. So you just read the directions, try to complete one set of 33 questions in 1 hour, and we tell you how many questions there are for each. The only one I want you to look out here for is the criminal law in FINS, because the criminal law actually tests criminal procedure as well. So on that assignment, I actually tell you to skip certain questions so that you don't have to worry about criminal procedure, which is not tested on the FYLSC. Then we come to the essential elements practice essays. Okay, and we'll talk about this more in our live class. But basically, we want you to complete every single practice essay. Covers all the subjects that could possibly be tested on the FYLSC. Okay, and there's 10 for each subject. So 10 essays in the essential elements book for contracts, 10 in torts, 10 in criminal law. Don't take shortcuts. We'll talk about this in the live class. But make sure to read the question first. Try to complete your own answer within an hour, and then take another 30 minutes to an hour for a review. Okay, so no shortcuts there, but we want you to complete all of those essays. And every single one of these modules, you'll find the same approach. So for torts, again, we've got substantive review with reading assignments and lectures, and then we've got multiple choice and essay practice with FINS and essential elements. Same thing with criminal law. Again, reading assignments, recorded lectures, practice multiple choice and practice essays. Then when we get to boot camp, okay, this is where you actually turn in your essays. Okay, each one of the essays is going to take you about an hour, and you're going to seek 3 graded essays, and you'll have 3. We've got to add one more quiz here, but you'll have 3 graded essays and 3 quizzes. 1 quiz at 40 minutes and 2 quizzes at 20 minutes. Okay, same thing for torts, same thing for criminal law, and then we have additional Barbary questions and practice essays if you'd like to do those as well. And then finally, in our last unit, you know it, it's the practice FYLSC. So here's the practice exam. It is available from October 23rd to November 1st. Okay, may be available till November 7th. We're still working that out. But the goal is to give you at least a 1 week of review time before you take the FYLSC, and to give Professor Karen at least a week to grade your essays and have a final review class with you, wherein he'll review the practice essays. This is a real exam, guys. This is under time circumstances. It has 4 essays. It has 100 multiple choice questions. You're going to be taking it just as if you were taking the real thing. And the idea is to give you an idea of where you would be if you were taking the FYLSC that day. And the hope is that it'll be a whole lot better than you did on that first pre-test. Okay, so make sure that you finish all of your materials before you take this practice FYLSC, and make sure that Professor Karen has enough time to grade it as well. And again, he will schedule a live class here. There's a live class scheduled next week on the 9th, as I mentioned, and he'll also hold live kind of boot camp practice essay classes after each main substantive unit. Okay, so you'll definitely get a lot of practice, a lot of attention, and a lot of help. And of course, can email anytime you have any questions. The last thing I want to say is just to make sure that you know that everything that you need is in this course. The Essential Elements book will say, go to the Essential Elements website for more materials or further assistance. We have already put all of those materials and the assistance of Coach Karen in this class, so you don't need it. Don't think that you have to go and buy anything else or search out a tutor or any other references unless one of us tells you, hey, you might need some extra help, maybe some additional tutoring or something like that. But as far as going to the Essential Elements site, you've got it all here. It's all in this course. So I look forward to seeing you in that live class. I hope this gives you a little taste of what you can expect. And I wish you the best of luck both in this course and on the FYLSC. Good luck, guys. Bye-bye.